Sorry, guys. Sorry, I did a big mistake. I don't know what happened there, but my apology. I did not press the loop button. But welcome to another edition of Calcio with Reno Z. We have some live action your way, which I'm waiting for one more person, but we'll wait when our paisano comes. But it's a great pleasure to have back Mr. Richard from Serie A Sitdown. How's it going, Richard?
It's going very well. It's going very well, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Can't wait to talk about. Well, there's lots to talk about. Champions League, Serie A. Well, of course, Juventus beat you guys. That's the good thing on that end. But besides that, there's a lot of Calcio Mercato going on. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you a hard time. So, but a lot, even the Mercato rumors from Milan, Juventus, Napoli. So, and what else is new? Of course, always a pleasure to have Gio from Juve Cornercast. What's going on, Paisan?
Not much, not much. Great to be back on, of course. Great to be back on, Great to meet a legend like Richard from Serie A Sit Down, of course. And, like I said, I can't wait to get into it. Lots and lots of things to cover with, not just Juventus, but we have to talk about the Serie A, we have to talk about the Champions League, but we also have to talk about Milan because I do have some things I think that Milan should improve on going into I think going in for the second part of the season and also for the future for Milan as well, which is going to be good advice to say.
All right.
Yeah, well, I was thinking to find another Milanista, but unfortunately I couldn't find another Milanista. Hopefully next time I can try to do a two Juventini Milanista. Always try to mix things up. What's that?
I said my ego's big enough. It's all right.
Oh, okay. But it's always good to have other people coming along, and like Gio said, I'm kind of curious to see what Gio has to say about Milan because you have lots to talk about Milan, especially your best friend there, Antonio. He's going on a rampage. Antonio from my FTV.
He hasn't answered any of my calls. He's hiding in his cave in Brooklyn.
But before I continue, did you see what he said about Cassano? As soon as I say, that's a little bit too much. Antonio from IFTV. I don't know if you watch it, Richard, but I love the guy whatsoever. Hey, Antonio, if you're listening to this, don't get mad at me, but you're a little bit too much with Cassano, so let's be real. Before anything, put a beautiful like and subscribe, and of course, you can don't mind the wife. She's so you can like and subscribe to Richard from Serie A Sitdown, sorry guys, and Gio from Juve Cornercast. And let's see who's on the chat at this moment. Okay, we have, of course, Anthony Lafleur. Buonasera a tutti, gents. Richard will agree with me on this. We need a striker in Milan. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Anthony, how does it feel that we beat you on Saturday? You are being so hyped that you beat us. How does that feel, Anthony? Yeah. But you made it to the Champions League, so we have to worry about the playoffs. So then we have Mr. Pasquale. Hello, amici sportivi. Always a pleasure seeing Richard and Juve Cornercast. Well, it's always a pleasure to see you. And like I said, we're going to start off with the Champions League whatsoever because the Italian teams played. Most of them went through. Most of them stuck at the playoffs, which is sad for some of us. Happy for some of them. But, guys, what are you guys' thoughts about the Italians going through?
Did every Italian team win? Remind me, I forget.
Like I said, some stay at the playoffs. I know my team tied, yes, 100%. 100%. We're gonna get to that. Don't worry. But before I continue, well, of course, I bug you. You bug me. I think it's fair enough. Yeah. What do you guys think about these games? Then we'll talk one by one whatsoever. Let's start with Richard. What are your thoughts overall? Then we can talk about one by one.
Overall, good. I love seeing Bologna win against Dortmund. I always love that for more than one reason. Atalanta doing Atalanta things in Europe, getting 5 goals against Sturm Graz. Sturm Graz is a fun team to watch. And they put a 5 against them. They had a couple goals taken back too. So really, really good game, really fun game to watch in that one. Milan did what they had to do. Barely got by a good Girona team, but they found a way, got the result. And the Inter, same thing. They struggled too against a good team in Sparta Praha, but fantastic goal by Lautaro, right? And then
I
Juventus
saw
won.
that. Yeah, we tied unfortunately, but we'll get into it. I know Joe has lots to say. Well, Atalanta 5-0 with that team as well. So, Gio, let me. What are your thoughts in general? Then I guess I gotta start with the Juventus after. But you say what you if you watch all the games. I couldn't watch all of them, but I'll say my piece.
Yeah, no, I was a big surprised with Bologna getting the win against Dortmund. Definitely, I was like, wow. But like I said, Dortmund has also been because I watched Dortmund too a little bit. So when I have a chance, but yeah, they haven't been doing as good as people have been saying. So I think Bologna taking advantage of that in Champions League, especially at home, definitely proved to be a decisive one and really good couple points for Bologna to at least pick up. Going into the next part of the Champions League as well, because now there's like I think one more for Champions League for one more game, so into the knockouts. So I think that Milan, like I said, Milan, yes, they struggled, but I think that they just got the job done. Just the same thing as the Inter. Inter, like I said, they're not as convincing when they win games either. Lautaro finally scoring that brilliant goal I saw. Um, we talk about Atalanta. Atalanta, I think it was just destined for them to win because like I said, they've been dropping too many points in the league as well. They dropped points against Juve. They been dropping points here and there. So like I said, I think for them to get some confidence back, they needed to win. And then who else am I missing? I think that's and then after that we have our beloved Juventus, Reno, right? Which we'll get into that when Reno when you're ready.
Well, I guess that will be the first topic to talk
Oh,
about because they somehow people need to give us a hard time, right, Joe? So,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
but Serie, is that you, Richard, or Frank?
That's me. That's me.
Bad guy, bad guy. Well, what can I say about these Italians? Pretty impressed about Atalanta. We will talk about one by one. 5-0. I know the team is not that great, but you see Atalanta can beat a team like this 5-0. But then in our end, Juventus, I don't know. I know that Club Brugge has been playing well, but it doesn't matter. We should win that game. But somehow, some we can manage to score and close the game. But as far as Inter Milan, yes, Lautaro signed, did a nice goal. A lot of Interists, I noticed they were pretty pissed because they somehow, I don't know what's happening. Last game with Empoli, they beat them 3-0. But with this game, and I think the Venezia game, they couldn't somehow close. I don't know if they're struggling whatsoever. They finally Lautaro scores. Apparently it was a good one. Then Milan, yes, they win. They're the first day. Maybe they're gonna go on to the first round 16, I believe. But after losing against us, so you expect they have to cause some damage at the Champions League. But after all, we have to wait and see how it goes. And then I was surprised about Bologna. Italiano wasn't doing that great, but beating Dortmund, it's a good step ahead. Is Bologna on the first state? I don't think so. I think they're on the playoffs, right?
No, they're at the bottom. That was their first win in the Champions League, so they're at the bottom.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to qualify even in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, so we'll wait and see what happens. We'll talk about Juventus, but Pasquale over here. Even Lazio won against Spanish team today. Real Sociedad. Those are clutch points for Italy's UEFA ranking. Hopefully, we will have 5 spots even next year. Yes, Pasquale, I did not watch Lazio and Roma. I know they win. I will save that later, but thank you for the reminder, and you brought this topic. So, now that you guys have to give me a hard time, let's start with my lovely Juventus, shall we? Let's start with Richard. Then I'm going to let Gio say his thoughts. Then I'm going to rent it out. And guys on the chat, let me know what you think about our lovely Juventus. Good or bad, I'm not going to get mad. So go on, Richard. Go on.
No, like it's a difficult game, and you guys have been struggling all season long to get the win, to have that killer instinct. You did it against Milan, for the most part, you haven't done it this season, right?
Yes.
Yes, you're not losing, so that's a positive thing to look at it. But you got to finish these games. Yeah, you're. I mean, you have really great players on this team. It's fantastic. Obviously, the Americans are doing really well. You have Yildiz is a fantastic talent. This talent from top to bottom, and you got Nakola Moani coming in too, which is excellent. But like, you got to remember some of these games, and Inter is the same thing situation where you're playing a difficult team. Yes, it's a team in the Belgian league, and many people are going to scoff at that. But like, Club Brugge is one of the best teams in Belgium for a long time, and to play there is difficult. And so it's always going to be difficult in that game. You saw how dangerous Club Brugge were. They had some really quality chances that Drigo Gorio made some great saves in.
Yeah.
And yes, Juventus could have done better in finishing a lot of the chances. But I think overall, it's not a bad point. Now, obviously, you want to be in the knockout phase of the competition, not in
Yeah.
the, and so I think it's always going to be difficult for Juventus to be in the knockout stage outright. I thought it was going to be difficult for Milan too. Milan's getting lucky, but a draw at Bruges, you're still comfortably in the playoffs position. That's fine. I think it's fine. Now you got to find ways to start winning now because it's draws in Serie A and Champions League are going to start coming against you eventually. But
Yeah.
not the worst result. I know Juventini are upset, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not bad.
Good point, Richard. Good point. I will let Gio rent it out because he was pretty pissed off at his
Oh,
last live. So start with
uh,
que cacada, que tal,
oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Like I said, these bacalas, they don't know. Like I'm telling you right now, they don't know. I'm telling you, these guys don't know how to win. I'm telling you, it's like we win one game, but then after that we can't be that consistent, and that's the biggest problem with this Juventus, right? We've been saying that, and I knew that something was going to happen with this Bruges game because, like I said, Bruges. I said a lot of people were saying, "Oh, we should beat this team 3-0, 4-0, 3-1, this and that." I'm like, I feel something so off because Bruges is a good team. Bruges is a good team, especially when they're playing at home. I think they beat a couple of Italian teams too. I think Milan one time as well, or they tied. I'm not sure, but it was like a while back. Like I said, they have good players, and they showed that they could compete with any team. They showed it. So, like I said, I was expecting a win, of course, because Juve should, of course, with the talent that we have, should be beating a club like Bruges. But like I
yes.
said, it's just the mentality, but it's also, and when Richard said, we have good players. I think we have a good quality coach too. But the thing is, the coach doesn't realize that we're putting so many players in the wrong positions. I'm like,
Position.
what are you doing? Like, I'm just hoping now that we finally got Colomwani, right? We got now, we're getting this Renato Vega now from Chelsea. We have Alberto Costa. Now I want to see what he does with this, because now we have finally a striker that can hold up play, that can link up play as well, which is very important, I think, in a team, especially going from a transition from defensive to offensive phase. And that's also my biggest issue was in the game against Bruges, side to side, all the time. It was all the time side to side, never going towards the goal. And that I never understood it, and then after that, what can I say? When we're having a bad night, we see a miss from Mr. Nico Gonzalez. What can we say? Right? Like, what a miss this guy did. I'm telling you. Like, I was just like, oh man. Like, I'm telling you, I was sleeping at halftime. I was sleeping during my live watch along. And I was live, I was sleeping. Like, I can't take it with this Juve. Listen, Juve, we had those sparks. We had it against Leipzig. We had it against Inter. We had it against this Milan last weekend. You know, we had it. We're unbeaten too. That's also positive. But like Motta needs to learn how to close out games. And that's the biggest point. Then we're gonna have to go to the subs because the substitutions. I'm like, what are you doing, Motta? The substitutions, I don't like it. I don't like it. At the wrong time, that's one. That's one thing. The timing is everything. Timing is everything. If you have to get it right, you have to get it right. You're playing for a club like Juventus. You're not playing for Bologna anymore. You know what I'm saying? You have to get it right, and that's what I'm saying. Like I said, we need to definitely do something with the attack. I want to see, like I said, Colomani. I'm still waiting. against Napoli. Hopefully he shows up. Maybe we got like a little bit of a spark now, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, yes, we were missing a couple guys. Yes, they were on the bench, until the second half. But like I said, I expect top guys like Mr. Vlaho Miss to do something at least. I expect somebody like I expect I expect Yildiz. I expect Conceição. Even though he's coming from an injury, I expect a little bit of a adrenaline as soon as you come into the game, and I didn't see anything like that. And that's where I criticize Motta on getting the players really mentally ready for because we're the only Italian team that tied. We were the only one that did. We're the only one that dropped points. That's embarrassing.
That
And
is
we're
very
playing.
embarrassing.
And listen, we're playing a club like Bruges. I don't care if you're saving these guys for the match against Napoli, which I know that game is going to be very important too. And if we lose that game or tie, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, but I'm telling you, like I said, this Juventus has to wake up. We need to wake up. I'm hoping that players like Colomani, Renato Vega, when he comes as well, we get a little bit of a boost. Because, like I said, it's giving me those bad vibes. This Napoli game coming into this Napoli game, Reno, it's giving me that bad vibes when they won the Scudetto, when they beat us like 5-1. I'm sorry to say it, but it's giving me those bad vibes.
I hope not. Trust me, I lost my my shit when we lost with 5-1. So hope that because I'm gonna be with the Juventus Club of Vancouver at the Napoli bar. Okay.
Okay.
So
Wow.
that's gonna look pretty.
I got a question for you both, right? Do you think, because obviously you guys beat Milan recently, do you think this was like a trap game, the Bruges game, or were you overlooking Bruges, looking ahead to Napoli, or is this a standard Juventus lately?
I think what Motta, yeah, I think more Motta was focused, with the Napoli game, in my opinion. But I'll get to my piece. There's some comments which I'm not really happy. We got Roberto Cabrero, Milan is Italia. Okay. Pasquale, unfortunately, Roma flopped. That's fine. Then Giuseppe Sorrento, Paisano, what's happening? Then this guy, Flipper from SeaWorld, that's how Juve plays in Europe, Club Bruges. Buddy, are you still butthurt that we beat you guys? Richard's a good Milanista. You, buddy, don't worry. I'll fix you afterwards. Where are you guys at? 8. I know you're kind of pissed off because our lovely Canucks are losing 3-0, which is unfortunate. But Roberto, come down, man. Milan, so I don't know who this is, but okay. Then we have Michael Camarata. This is how this Juve team is a work in progress. Remember, no striker is easy to deliver, to defend. Michael, I know all you guys say that a work in progress, but come on, we have the players. This guy's putting Cool Miners number 10. Of course, we're not only blaming on I'm not only blaming Motta. You guys can follow my videos. I do not blame Motta. I know there's a lot of Motta out, Vlahovic out, which I'm one with them with Vlahovic out. That's fine. And everything. But guys, it's going to take a while. And we are Juventus. There's no leader, and Gio, we've been talking about this day in, day night. Like, this is not Juventus. Like 13 ties. I know people say, "Well, it's a rebuild." I've been hearing rebuilds for the last 3 years, man. Like, seriously, I don't know. It's even true the players are not doing their job. That's where I get pissed. Like Kumanis, you said about Nico Gonzalez missed a shot. Well, even Kumanis missed a shot. I don't know. There's a question from Pasquale. Question for Richard and Juve Cornercast. Don't you guys think that these 2 loans that you've got, Colomwani and Renato Vega, remind you of last January's Mercado with Akaras Diallo? What are you guys, Richard?
I think no. I think the quality of player is massively better now than it was last year. It's smart not to waste the money because, what are the chances you're going to find a striker that you can keep at this time of the year? It's very few of them available, right? And so Colomwani is an excellent player. He's on a team at PSG that has so much players in front of him that it's hard to get onto the team, but he's an excellent player. And I think a fantastic pickup. He's going to thrive in Serie A. He's going to have an impact kind of like Marcus Thuram had with Inter. I think that's my feeling with him. And then, I got some other good players like Vega and Costa as well. So No, while the moves seem similar, I think that the player quality is much better now, and I think I'm curious to see. The big question for me is how does Mota use them with this team? Because I think you certainly can use Vlahovic and Kolomoani on the same team at the same time. But how does he line them up? Does it two strikers? Does he play them on the wing? What do we do here? You also got the other talents like Heel D's, and how do you incorporate the rest of the players into it? So it'll be interesting to see how he shapes his team. But I like the signings. I do.
For you, Joe, then I say my piece about the signings because there has been a lot of
Yeah.
talk about these signings.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, I do like the signings that we did make. Colomani is definitely going to be, I think, a help in terms of the transition of, defensive to it, offensive in terms of that, as well as the link up play. Because I remember when I did a podcast with Alberto from the Juve cast, he brought up an interesting point where the link up play between Conceição and Vlahovic when he's playing, it's like there's only been like one time where they've been doing like a play. Same thing with Yildiz and Vlahovic is actually zero. So that goes to show you that I think the players themselves are not comfortable passing really the ball to Vlahovic because whenever Vlahovic gets the ball, he either loses it, falls to the ground, or this guy is gonna pass it like one touch pass it to the other side and it might just go out. So like I said, you know, and I've been saying it since the beginning of the season, Vlahovic is not a Mota type of striker. He's not. He's not. Yeah, Mota needs a type of Xerxes striker. Can Colomani be that type of striker to be like that Xerxes and maybe that little bit of the Vlahovic as well? Yes, I think he do. And I agree with you, Richard, on that when we sign Colomani, it's going to be like that kind of type of Marcus Thuram vibe. Because it's like the impact I think that he's going to give to Juve in terms of the quality up in attack is definitely going to improve, which is going to be I think the biggest thing that we're going to see from this Juventus. Alberto Costa, I think that's a very underrated signing, similar to the Cabal one. I really like that as well. Renato Vega, don't really know that much about him. Plays with Chelsea. I mean, played with Chelsea. Now he's with us. He's going to be with us. But listen, I think at this time when we signed Kalulu, when he was like, injury prone at Milan, you know. So like I said, you never know that and I think that defenders usually do good at Juve. You really don't see like a defender that doesn't do well at Juve, except for maybe we see like a Danilo this year. But if we say it from the like last year, a couple of seasons before, I think Danilo was pretty solid for us. But like I said, um, for Juve, I think that this is a smart move, especially the budget that we have. We're not spending tremendous amount of money this mercato, which I actually like. I like it's just like loans, which is a good thing. But the thing is now, I'm hearing the rumors of because now I actually just got the notification of the news already because I'm like on top of it a lot. That Juventus is now open up to getting Todibo again. And he's actually open up to leaving West Ham, which that's going to be, me, I'm like 50-50 on Todibo because listen, he's not working out at West Ham. He chose West Ham in the beginning. So I'm like, like I said, it's just like 50-50 for me. I don't really know. I mean, if he comes, okay, I'll support you. I'll support you because I support every single Juventus player. But like I said, I want to see more from this Juve, and I agree with you, Richard, as well. With where is Motte going to put Colomani? Where is he going to put Alberto Costa? Because that's one of his biggest problems, I think, this year is figuring out who plays where, and that's why I say that and I compare Motta's first season with Bologna to Juve's first season right now with Motta. And then like I said, maybe next year when we have Bremer back, when we have a couple other guys back as well, we are going to we're going to be, I think, ready to take it to the next level. And I think we will be back. Like I said, Juve will be back. It's just a matter of time. And when we are back, I think we are going to be really deadly, I think, in Europe and in Serie A for sure. Because, like I said, we're building for the future. We have the second youngest team in the Serie A. So, like I said, we're building for the future. Soon Milan's gonna have to, either do something as well with getting. Same thing with Inter. Inter, a lot of the players are getting old. They're getting old.
Yeah.
I'm just like look at Chananoglu now. Now he's becoming the new Brozovic at Inter now. Even I had a lot of conversations with a lot of Interisti. They're saying that Chananoglu, especially with the injuries, I don't know what's happening with that. But like I said, once they lose their pillars, they're going to be back into that where they were before. So like I said, it all depends on I think the vision of also, and also I think the Juventini, we must have a little bit of patience. Listen, we had patience. Listen, I want to win now. I want to win now. Like, listen,
Mhm.
now I want to win. I want to win Scudetto, of course. I want to win the Champions League. But listen, it's not going to happen like this. Especially when we go into sign a new coach, lots of new players. It's not going to happen like this. Okay, we're not going to win the Scudetto like that. Okay, if we're going to do that, like, listen, if we did win the Scudetto this season, I'll be like, wow, but it's
Yeah,
just like it's not reality. It's not realistic. So that's why like I said, I think for all the UVP in the chat, like I said, let's calm a little bit. Let all the other teams talk their crap. Like I said, and then let's come back when we do start winning again, and when we are that fierce team, because it will eventually happen. Because you remember, Juventus always comes back. Fino alla fine, we never die. Okay, we're gonna come back. Okay, like I said.
well said, Gio. Well, as people complain about, let's look at this guy. They are beaten by Stuttgart. Hey, you guys got that beaten by Parma, all these stupid teams. Well, what are you talking? You're at 8th place, buddy. Let's move on.
Sixth in
Then
Champions
someone
League though.
says, Capra. Yeah. Cabral, tell us about 2007. Exactly. Then we have Pasquale. Yes, quality is good, no doubt on that. But will Juve spend the money in June 25 to keep them? Pasquale, we don't know what's going to happen in
Depends
2025.
upon the
We'll wait
league.
and see. Uh, what Joe said, he was spot on. I know you've been going off on Facebook about this. Hey, with Colo Money, I'm happy because
Oh,
we have to wait and see what. A lot of people are not happy. People are calling Colo Punani, like it's unbelievable. But but they still want to give a chance to Vlahovic. Like we spent 70 million on this guy Vlahovic. Like, what are we talking about here? We need a change, and he's out of the project apparently, and we noticed. So we'll see. Maybe this guy Cole Money will do good. Then whatever happens in the summer, Pasquale, we don't know. We don't know if we're gonna make Champions League. We don't know what's gonna happen. So let's focus now. What about Inter, Pasquale? You guys haven't bought nobody. I haven't heard nothing. So speak about Inter, Angelino. Forza Inter, ma where you going with these bianche neri schifezze? Ma vata dormo vorrei tu. Angelo, please, don't even start with me, man. Ma Meredith. Let's keep in mind that they are on loan. Like Contusacalo. Contusa is going to be signed.
yeah, it's not
It's
signed.
already official. It
Yeah,
just signed. Pasquale.
Pasquale, they're going to be signed both of them.
Yeah, Farah, you have to learn how to scream Italian. Farah Malocchio. You cannot put it together, Anjuli. See, you have an Italian channel. You don't even know how to speak Italian. Ma che cazzo dici? Vai you. He's the Calabrese, crazy interest. And he's a Newark Rangers fan. So you tell me. Which I can't say nothing because the Canucks are losing with the Oilers 3-0. Mannaggia la miseria. Serie A Sitdown, I thought so. Way too much money. Way too much money on what, Pasquale? Then we have Raf, Ray Life, Vincenzo. Tell him, Gio.
Big up Vincenzo.
Grande. Now we have Eddie, one of our paisans. Why not this summer? They didn't 75 on Dusan. This summer, money is not going back to PSG. He wanted out. So,
Hmm?
going on with the chat here. Sorry, guys. 3-1. You got a compliment from Eddie. 75 and yeah, I know. 75 and does. I said that. We'll beat Napoli this weekend. We'll talk about Napoli later, but we'll talk about it.
Calma.
Yeah, the life.
Don't say that now.
Pasquale. Sorry, guys. Somebody has the echo not working. Is it you, Joe? Or I don't.
Me.
I hear the scratching, or is it me?
Not sure.
Maybe you. I don't know.
Is it me?
I think it's
That's
you.
It's me. Oh my God, this thing, man. Guys, do me a hold on. I took off the echo. I don't understand this thing. Today my internet is not. The echo's off. Maybe I should put it low. Alright. Anyways, let's continue on. You don't need to fix. You don't need to fix the toy if the toy's not broken. Yeah, Pasquale, whatever you say, my friend. Let's go Rangers, sure. Eh, well, the chat is going well tonight. It's kind of hard to catch up. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next game of the Champions League. We have a Milanista, which I have lots to talk about. I mean, well, even Gio has lots to talk about. Milan versus Girona. Milan 1 and Girona 0. Ma. Pretty much they're in the first 8. I don't know, I didn't see very much excitement with with this Milan with Girona. Yes, you guys win. You're 3 points, that's fine. But we'll have to wait and see, because with Milan, as I noticed, it has been up and down whatsoever. Which apparently you guys have to get this player too from Man City. So to be quite honest, I don't know. Yes, you guys beat Real Madrid. You guys beat the big games whatsoever. But I know we have to wait and see. Richard, what are your thoughts for your lovely Milan? Then I'll let Gio.
Yeah, well, the first things, yes, it's been up and down, but I think with Conceição, it's been a lot better. I think what's important to understand is that Conceição is never going to have a team that none of his teams have ever been a team that wants to like blow people out, right? He likes to keep it close, leave it tight, and keep it, especially defensively, he wants to keep it tight in there. And they felt like Girona was going to be a team that's going to be attacking them, and so they kind of set up for allowing Girona to have that pressure but not break, right? And you saw Magnon had a lot of great saves in the game. He's starting to look like his vintage self again under Conceição. They took advantage of the opportunity they had. They missed a lot of chances, but that finish by Rafa Leao was fantastic. Just blow past the keeper. Teo missed a bunch of chances. They had some opportunities. The strikers aren't playing well, like Anthony said at the beginning. Milan strikers are the problem at the moment. I think once Christian Pulisic gets healthy, you have 2 dangerous guys on the wings right there. Fofana and Reinders are really coming to their own in the midfield now. Yes, they have some defensive issues, especially at right back, but they're still finding themselves. And I think for a team, any team that changes their manager mid-season, it's never easy for that manager. Yeah, you get that new manager bump. We saw that in the Supercopa, right? But
yeah,
it takes time to build a team. I mean, you guys know this firsthand with Thiago Motta. It takes time for the manager to get what he wants, to get the players he wants. It's difficult. I think what he's done so far has been really good. Yeah, they had a loss to Juventus over the weekend. Missed 2 penalties in the game, but that's not the point.
Come on, bro.
But I think, regardless, I think what Conceição's been doing with Milan is fine. It's gonna be a slow process, and I think the surprising thing out of all of this with Fonseca and Conceição, they're in the top 8. I don't know. I mean, I think maybe the craziest Milanisti would have said, yes, we're going to finish top 8, but I think most people would say, we finished in a playoff round, we're good, as long as we qualify. And that's what we're looking at, and now we're somewhere in the top 8. We're like, okay, well, now we got a cup guy like Conceição. Maybe we have a chance to go a little bit deeper than we thought with Fonseca. So I'm positive, despite the close game. I think, yes, we need to do better. We need to finish better. But I think overall, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, at least you got the 3 points, And like you said, it's a process. You got a new coach. That's why I say with our fellow Juventines, a lot of them are already going Motta out, this and that. But it's a process. Like in my end, as I said, we have to become. Of course, if Motta doesn't go top 4, a casa. With Milan, they're 8th place. I'm not too sure, but I'll get into some questions about Milan. Joe, I know you have lots to say. Go ahead, then I'll say my piece at the end, and we'll see what the chat has to say.
Yeah, no. With Milan, like I said, I like the appointment of Conceição. Conceição is a winner. Like I said, when was the last time that Milan, signed a winning coach? A long time. We don't count Pioli because now Pioli's finally at least won a Scudetto for you guys. But like I said, now I'm saying a quality coach that actually won a lot. And Conceição is definitely that type of guy. I think also to fit in your guys' system going forward. because you have players that could, really damage on the counter, like a Leao. You have a Pulisic, you have a Morata. You have these guys that can really burn teams, on the counter. But like I said, the biggest thing is, your striker. You guys are missing a player like Giroud. You're also winning. You're missing that type of, I would say, that type of person to carry the forward line. Somebody that can make like a little spark in the right moments. To have an impact, and that's what I think what Milan is also missing. Yes, uh, Milan had that manager, energy, that new, I would say, that new impact during the Supercopa. Props to you guys. You guys won, and I didn't want Inter to win it anyway, so I'm glad that Milan won it. But like I said, definitely, like I said, Milan. I think if you guys, instead of signing Fonseca in the summer, would have got after Conceição, I think that you guys, would have
Yeah.
been in a way, way better
100%.
position right
100%.
now, because, like I said, it takes time. Like you said, Richard, it does take time, 100%. But I think that you guys, with the Conceição experience, the system that he would provide for Milan, well, that definitely from Milan would have definitely be challenging, at least in the top four, maybe top
Sorry, Gio. I think you have some issues with your mic. I kind of stopped when I hear that noise.
three. Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Hold up.
He starts talking about positive about Milan, and his microphone's going crazy now.
Well, this one mine is out. I'll take it off again. I don't know what's going on. Are you okay, Gio? Or it's mine?
Don't know.
Uh,
Don't know. Is it good?
yeah, I hear you good. Do you guys hear me good?
Yeah. No. I was just
So-
wondering if you guys hear me.
Yeah, I hear you. So, no, because I hear some scratchy noise. I don't know where it comes from. Or else
Oh, I'm not
maybe
sure.
after I go off, then I come back. Don't worry.
Yeah. No. Like I said.
Sorry.
No. And it just Richard, what you said before about when I was talking about locally about Milan, that all of a sudden the mic starts crackling.
Yeah.
No,
Weird.
but like I said, with Milan making those additions as well, with Kyle Walker now coming in, which is a big upgrade from Mr. Royale over there, Emerson Royale, right? Whew. I think that Kyle Walker, especially with his speed, especially with his winning mentality coming from a city side that has won a lot during the recent years, I think that definitely is definitely going to be an important, I think, piece towards this Milan side, especially like when you guys signed Giroud and when you guys signed Zlatan. Again, I think that Kyle Walker is definitely going to bring some sort of winning mentality to you guys, and I think you guys will start winning a lot more games and try to qualify to the Champions League. And like I said, Milan, I think, is going to be on the right trajectory soon. It's going to take time. It's going to take a long process, But like I said, I think that the Milanisti have to believe in the project. They have to believe, I think now they also have to believe in the coach. Because if you guys sack Conceição, man, like now or all of a sudden, man, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be out the door. I'm telling you. Because like I said, I think Conceição, if you guys sack Conceição, it's going to be a big, big mistake. Unless you get like a big upgrade for him, which there's really not, in my opinion, there's not really enough great coaches on the market at the moment, unless you go for like a Zidane, but Zidane is like so expensive. So like I said, you guys need to go after, like I said, going forward with Conceição is going to be that type of leader, I think, in the locker room that you guys are going to really need. It's going to really bring, I think, Milan back. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. But like I said, if you have the patience, you guys will be back on top one day. 100%.
Well said, Joe. Well said. We have some funny comments here. Don't say my piece. Justin B. Just glad you guys stopped watching. But bro, like you barely show up. You have to come up with these things. Like, come on, Justin. Mannaggia la miseria. Is Kyle Walker still alive? Yes,
Barely.
we all talk about it.
Even then, he's better than Royale. What I was trying to say before I muted myself was the one thing I agree. Patience is important with Conceição, but I think us as Milanisti we don't know what the management is thinking. A good management team would have patience, especially with a guy like Conceição, and give him one more give him a full season after this one. We don't know about Redbird yet. We're still debating. They got rid of Maldini. We're very unsure if they can be trusted yet. So it's to be determined. We don't know if they have patience or not.
Yeah.
So there's a thing here, Anthony. In Conceição, trust Kyle Walker will sign tomorrow, and according to my reports, okay, we'll make an offer for Santi Jimenez. Tommy and Morato don't cut the check. Beautiful. It's funny how you guys talk about the management whatsoever, which we have problems with the management because we're here sitting here complaining about the players, about the coach, whatsoever. In Milan's point of view, I even told you this before, Richard. I see what's his name, Cardinale. It's like our fellow president. What's his name, Elkan. It's all about business, and he announced it recently. He doesn't really care about winning. It's all about sitting in the books. Same with Elkan. I know some Juventini said, "Well, I hope we don't become like Mina." Well, for me, it seems like we're becoming that position if things don't change right away, because you said yourself. The manager has to keep this guy, or else, because you can't keep on changing coaches. Because if you don't have good quality people that knows about soccer, then the big mistake with Milan, as we repeat, Maldini was the big mistake, at least for me, and I'm pretty sure most of you think the same. It was a big mistake to get rid of him. But I'm pretty shocked as a Juventino side. Looking this Milan like this at 8th place. Like a question I like to ask you guys: do you think Milan will still have a chance to reach top 4, or are they going to fight between Juventus, Lazio? Richard, what do you think? Then I'll ask Joe in the chat.
If we talk about top 4, I've been saying this since they signed Conceição. No, but with the 5th place in play with Champions League, yes. Because I think there's a big gap right now trying to catch the top 4, top 5 teams. But I think eventually Fiorentina are going to come back to level. And Lazio, for the league's sake, I hope Lazio stay with a lot of points. But it gives Milan another place that they can climb back in. I think that's a better chance for them. If we were talking about Juve, they can go top 4. Milan, I think
I hope
4 is the stretch. I think, but they can go on a run. They can go on a run. Who knows?
Gio, what do you think?
Top 4, I say no, but if you guys get the 5th place, I think 5th place, would for the Champions League would definitely be, I think, the ideal for Milan at the moment, unless they go on a big long run and everybody starts dropping points like crazy.
Dropping points, yeah.
Like you said, I think that it's always possible for that, which I think it will happen. I think every team is, I think that's a top quality team would definitely start racking up wins, and like I said, it's just a matter of time for Juve to get it right. And when Juve gets it right, we're going to start winning a lot. Because I don't remember when, like, Juve or even Milan, like, with going, like, with one season without at least going on a big winning streak, So, like I said, it'll definitely come for both teams, and including, I think, with every other team. I mean, look what's happening with Napoli, right? Look what's happening with Atalanta, right? They were going on these big winning streaks, Inter as of right now as well, So, like I said, I think that Milan is definitely going to be challenging for the 5th, maybe 4th spot if things come, turn into their way. But like I said, I think that if we get the 5th spot, they'll make it to Champions League over Lazio and over who else? Fiorentina, yeah.
Fiorentina.
Yeah, Milan, yeah, Milan would, yeah, 100%.
Well, I think with Milan, which I think even with Juventus, they will be fighting to save that spot for the Champions League. But of course, we gotta wait and see. The other teams drop points because so far, Lazio is going to be up and down because before years, serie, you can tell, that team is going to drop points. But now it seems like it's so competitive. It's kind of hard to. I understand where Rich is coming from. It's going to be tough, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen with this Milan and, of course, the other teams as well. Giuseppe, Milan challenging for the Conference League. Really? Some people say that about Juventus, but I don't know. Anthony, of course. I think we can still get Champions League, Milan, but signing a striker, backup defense move. Yes, Anthony. I know you guys are going to get this Walker. What are you guys' thoughts about Walker? I heard mixed feelings. Like, what I see about Walker, I don't know. For me, it's up and down. Like, he plays good, but some people said that he's like, it won't be that great. He's old. Maybe with Milan, he might do a good job. Well,
If he
will
still has
this?
pace, he's going to be good. I think anything's better than Emerson Royale. The three of us are better than Emerson Royale.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
bravo.
Oh,
You,
oh,
Gio?
yeah, no, like I said, it's a big upgrade. Kyle Walker, in my opinion, listen, if he still has the pace, he's a big upgrade than Emerson Royal because that guy's been a disaster for Milan ever since
Okay.
he got there.
No, as people are complaining, even some Milanese say he might not be
They
good.
should
Well, better than nothing.
better than nothing at least because honestly, I think Milan need players in the fullbacks. So, like I said, definitely Walker I think is a better addition than having to play with Emerson Royal, which has been crap this season. So.
But it's a loan, so they fix the problem for 6 months. Beautiful. Walker brings the win experience, and he's better than Calabria Emerson. Well, that I can agree with you. We have a question from Mr. Raf. Sorry, Raf, so much at the chat. Hey guys, what do you think of the new format about the UEFA? My opinion, I like it. I don't like it. You, Richard?
At first, I didn't like it, but it's starting to grow on me. Because at first, when I heard the format, I was like, "What are we doing here?" But it's
Yeah.
been competitive games. We've seen, Lazio's doing really well in the Europa League. I like it. I like it.
You like it? You, Joe?
I like it. No, 100%. I didn't like it at like in the beginning of the season, but like Richard said, it's starting to grow on me as well. But the thing is that I still think that there's too many games. I really believe that there's too many games. They need to do something with at least resting players because how many players have we? I think there's probably like now a record with how many ACL injuries players have gotten all around in the world. With this so many damn games. Like I said, I like the format. I like the phase, everything that they're doing. But the thing is just that is it too many games? But like I said, it's all because they just want the money. But like I said, you can't just do that because without the players, you're not making no money. So,
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Inter Milan versus Sparta. They win 1-0. Then we'll give a little bit of 2 cents Atalanta. But let's talk about this Inter team. I'll say my piece pretty quick. Apparently, I didn't have a chance to watch the game, but I saw the goal, the lovely goal that Lautaro scored. Sorry, my son is screaming, but hopefully you guys don't hear it. But let me know in the chat if you hear my son in the background. And which is funny, he's screaming while I'm talking about Inter. Wow.
gotta say that. Gotta say that.
That's really smart. Anyways, this Inter, I don't know. Yes, they are still the contenders for the Scudetto. Could have scored more? Yes, they did. But sometimes even with the Empoli game in the first half, they miss shots, but then at the end they compensate to have three. Of course, without Chanaloglu, I don't see the Inter. They kind of struggle a little bit. But the other players like Di Marco's a great player, Barella, and who else I like there? I can have it in my head. That Persian guy, Taremi, I don't like, to be honest with you. But let's wait and see what happens. And I don't know what you guys thought about this Inter. I'm sorry, then I'll finish it up because my son is the background is yelling. I'm gonna put him on mute. So guys, go ahead.
I was gonna. Well, he obviously is not an Inter fan, so he's either a Milanista or a Juventino there. But
Milanista Juventus.
but what I was gonna say is, yeah, I mean the result could have been better. And I know Interisi are pulling their hair out after that game, but it's like the Club Rouge thing we just talked about. I think Sparta Praha are a good team at home. When you go to Eastern Europe, it's difficult to play, and to get a result there, yes, 1 goal, but you got 3 points. I think that's the overarching factor. They're certainly the top 6 in the Champions League knockout group, so it's okay win. They didn't give up too much defensively. I thought a couple times Jon Sommer had to come up and make a save. He did, and they missed their chance. They missed some good chances for sure, but they got out of the result. That's I think the most important thing. It's wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but hey, sometimes we've seen that when they win the Scudetto, or any team that wins the Scudetto or goes far in Champions League, not every game's gonna be pretty, and you just gotta get the result. The best teams find a way to get 3 points versus getting a draw or a loss. So I think they're okay despite how poor they looked.
Okay, Gio, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, 3 points is 3 points, as Interisti always say, right? And as I think everybody always says, 3 points is 3 points. But like I said, yeah, I mean, I'm not convinced about this Inter this season. Definitely, I think they're weaker than last season. That's what I think, in my opinion. I think that also with you know, with going on with Inter, I think this season we see that they're, like I said, conceding a lot of goals, and not just in the Champions League, but the Serie A as a whole. Um, but like I said, and Mr. Pasquale in the chat says Inter always conceded one goal. Yes, yes, but like I said, I want to see them in because I do believe that you guys are going to make it to the knockouts, but I want to see who you guys are going to draw, because in my opinion, whoever you draw, I'm telling you guys right now, I don't see Inter really doing good, especially over two legs. I don't know. It depends who you draw. So like I said,
Wow.
um, a lot of people that are not fans of Serie A think that Inter is actually one of the favorites to win the Champions League. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm like, after
Sorry.
last season, after last season they lose with their best, in my opinion, like part of their best season, right, when they won the Scudetto, right? They lose to an Atletico Madrid team that was not even playing that well during that time period. So like I said, anything can happen in these two, in two legs. So like I said, yes, Inter, you've won the game. Congratulations. But like I said, I don't think that after maybe the round of 16, you won't go that very far. Sorry, Pasquale. But
Wow.
I don't see Inter going
Pasquale
very far.
says I'm bad, but I think you're more bad than me when it comes to
Listen, I
Inter.
don't. When it comes to Inter, you know me. I don't. Like I said, sorry, Pasquale,
It's
but
hard to talk about.
yeah, it's hard to talk about
Yeah.
Inter. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
Well, to be honest, now I can talk. He calmed down, my son. With this Inter, like it or not, guys, there still will be the contenders of the Scudetto. With this Champions League, yes, they have been struggling. A lot have been complaining when they lost against Leverkusen. With these 1-0 games, they weren't happy. But, as Pasquale says, yes, losing on PK sucks.
That's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
Pasquale sucks and everything. But when it comes to you always have to find excuses. But, I don't know. It's hard to say. I know Napoli, they're on fire. Because everybody talk about Napoli, Inter. What about Atalanta? I know they've been dropping points. Yes. Well, Inter, after 3 years in a row winning the Supercoppa, they lost with Milan. And Inzaghi did bad choices. I even talked about this with Pasquale. But he says he did the right choice to take off Lautaro one of those games whatsoever. But Pasquale, with all due respect, he's a big Inzaghi fan, which I can't complain with Inzaghi. My thoughts on Inzaghi, he does have the Inzaghi effect. He does bad choices whatsoever. But,
He's still a
since
top
that's what's
coach.
been the...
Yeah.
No, we cannot judge that. I'm pretty sure he will do good in the future. But we have to wait and see. Like I said, with Milan and Inter, these two games weren't convincing. But at the end of it, they managed to win 3 points. And instead, like us, Juventini, we tied with Club Brugge. So, didn't we get kicked out on PKs? Yeah, but you didn't even manage to win, Pascal. What are you talking about? Well, is that an excuse? You guys were struggling with Atletico Madrid, as far as I remember.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
you guys' thoughts?
Oh yeah.
Hey, Richard,
Oh,
you can say your piece.
And you said, yeah, I agree with you. So I mean, you played Atletico Madrid and faced one of the best goalkeepers ever in defense and penalty kicks. Oblak, yeah, sorry,
You guys made it to the final.
yeah.
Rodri, did you forget? When we made it to the final, Pascal, you guys were like, it's nothing. Well, I can say the same thing.
hey, Rodri,
Not just a big Inzaghi fan. The biggest, and that's what I said. The biggest Inzaghi. You're Inzaghiano, I should call you, Pasquale, and I respect that. But we have to wait and see, because we're all talking about Inter. What about Atalanta? We keep it short with Atalanta. 5-0. I know it's a small team, but these guys are. I know Inter has been in Atalanta 2-3 times whatsoever, but the Scudetto race, if you ask me, guys, it's going to be very tight, if you ask me. So let's close it up. Sorry, Bologna. I haven't watched the game, and we're running a little bit of time. Let's move on to the Serie, then we go in to the Champions League predictions. But you know what? I'm gonna let the chat talk. Before I let the chat talk, uh, if it were the old rules with the away goals rule, we should have been in with not a chance,
Oh
buddy.
my
You guys
god.
won't be. This is another excuse. He's a famous Interista. I do respect Mario.
Oh man.
No, I do respect Mario. Like he's very respectful. He's a musician too, but come on, man. See, classical. Classical. We got Melon. Ciao a tutti, grande.
Yeah, from my
Now,
channel.
yeah, from your channel. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you guys have some fun. Let's do the from the chat. Then I'll continue with my boys here. The Io Goldo section. So what it means, leave questions, leave banter whatsoever. Then I will assist to the answer. Then I'll let Richard answer and Joe. Now, let the chat go on with the questions whatsoever. This week's Serie A. Allora, before we talk about Serie A, who you guys think are going to win this Scudetto this year? I know it's a little bit hurry. The points are tight. Richard, who do you think between?
I think it comes down between Napoli and Inter, and I say Inter win with experience. Well, yeah.
Okay, not Atalanta. Nobody's convinced with this Atalanta.
I'm not convinced Atalanta have what it takes down the stretch. It's a different animal, with all that pressure at the end of the season. They haven't faced it yet, so I don't know. About that.
I see. Good point, Gio. I know you hate Inter, but be realistic. As much as I hate Inter too.
No,
What
I
are your
mean,
thoughts?
no, I mean, listen, I'm gonna have to go with. I think, like I said, for Napoli to win the Scudetto, they have to beat us tomorrow. If they beat us tomorrow, I mean not tomorrow, Saturday. If they beat us on Saturday,
Saturday, yeah.
I think they're gonna win the Scudetto. But like I said, it's gonna be between Inter and Napoli. I think that Inter is a little bit over the edge with experience, right? They won the Scudetto, the defending champions. They have the squad depth, Napoli just lost Kvaratskhelia. They haven't really replaced him yet, which is still, my opinion, very concerning, if you ask me, that they haven't really gone after anybody. But like I said, definitely, I'm definitely concerned. Oh, of course, Juventus, of course, come on, of course. But yeah, no, like I said, I'm definitely concerned about Inter with the defensive, especially in the Serie A in general. Napoli too, when it comes to losing a player like Kvaratskhelia, to Napoli, not replacing him, is definitely going to be definitely a big thing to look out for. But like I said, whoever wins against Juve, if they even do win against us, I hope not. Please no. But like I said, I'm really thinking that they were gonna. It all depends. It all depends on Saturday for Napoli. It all depends on Saturday. But I think Inter is definitely going to catch on in the form which they are. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Juve beat Napoli with a class. Because these Napoli fans are talking too much. They're talking too much, and I don't like it. I don't like it
either. As Pasquale said, if Atalanta will win, if they will finish second. We'll wait and see, Pasquale. For me, I'll say between Inter and Napoli, maybe Atalanta, but we'll have to wait. Maybe Atalanta might surprise us, guys. Who knows? I know Inter has a game in hand. Let's not forget. So we have to wait and see what happens. Then for Napoli, Mario Protesto, Interista, Forza Juve this weekend. Well, let's hope so. I will talk about that later. This is from Interista. He says he's very supportive, but at the moment me and Gio say something about Inter, he texts me, "What's up with you guys with Inter? Blah blah blah." No, We have some questions. We have Milan. Why is there a Milan fan
Hey,
in this slide? Well, Melon, as you see, my channel is called Calcio 3 Z. I do talk about a lot of things. Then Richard, he's a Milanista, but he talks about Serie A in general. His channel is Serie A Sitdown. You can go check it out. I don't have an issue. I will have an Interista. You're gonna have a problem with Interista. I have my boy Interworld, which I gotta call him. I guess I gotta call Pasquale. I'll call them both. Then maybe I need Joe with me if I ever call him Pasquale Interworld. That'll be fun. That'll be a wild life. Hey, Gio,
Oh,
having you
100%. Oh,
because
100%.
Anthony recently at Interworld World, I've been kind of pissed at him. So if you ask me,
Oh no,
we'll see.
me and him been going a little bit back and forth.
I'll rename Juve to Reno. No, I like to keep it Calcio with Reno Z. You know why? It's all purpose how I see Calcio. Then either you like it or not. There's good sides of me being Mr. Sportive to some teams. Then at that moment that Juventus win, I become fanatic Juventino, as everybody knows. So, but people like it. So
You have to be realistic at some point, Melon. You can't just say that Juve is gonna win everything every season. It's not like that anymore.
I always been
We used to
Gio.
do
I
that.
always been realistic. People
Oh, I know.
already are talking about building a statue at Giuntoli, Motta, that we're gonna win. Guys, we need to come down. I know there's a lot of people are being impatient, because we're being spoiled for the last, I don't know for how long, but hey, this is a choice that the Sociedad has made to put Motta, so we got to give him, and we'll have to wait and see. We just have to be patient. I like the spirit on this channel. Thank you. As you said, Mario Protesto, Cacciolino said, the best place of banter. Come on, Mario. Let's be paisans. So, guys, continue on with the banter and the questions and whatsoever. Let's get into some predictions. I'll leave that on. We have pretty interesting games. We talk about Napoli Juventus. I'm going to be with the Juventus Cup of Vancouver at a Napoli place. I'm going for a 2-0 win because I'm going to go nuts in Little Italy. So if I'm there, guys, be prepared. You saw that video I did about Milan with the David Guetta song. I'm going to put the Napoli song, Gigi D'Alessio, if we win. So, but I find it hard, trust me. And my gut feeling told you fellow Napolitans, especially at Twitter, I always go on a rampage because you guys are being Mr. Big Shots over there. Well, wait and see. I'll say 2-0 myself. Richard, Napoli, Juve, in home.
Napoli. Napoli. What? No,
Okay, you're gonna
I think Napoli win 1-0.
win nothing. Okay, I still respect the Richard. Don't worry, Gio. Oh, he's thinking.
This is tough. This is tough. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna go with 1-1, sadly. But 2-1, 2-1. Juve, don't worry, Juve would definitely win.
2-1. I said 2-0.
I'm gonna go with 2-1. I'm gonna go with 2-1.
Okay, we have Giuseppe Sorrenti. I think Juve will fare well against Napoli. I think it depends on the third quality, except for potential colors to start. Okay. Mario, tie. Pasquale, tie. Of course, Interista, that's the tie. Raf, 1-0 for Napoli. Raf, this is not good. I'm being biased about my end. I think it might be a tie, but I say 2-0 just to light myself up because I've always been saying ties. So we're having 1-1 from Milan. Okay. Antonio Guanciato, 2-1. Before moving on, because I said questions, is Tonali and Luiz rumors true? I'm not too sure. Not too sure. For me, it's a hard no. What about you, Richard? Your ex-Milan player? No.
I don't think so.
Gio, it's a dream, right?
It's a dream. Like I said, that's a discussion I think for the summer transfer window, not for the January one right now.
I see. Okay, moving on to the next games. I'm going top four. Uh, Como Atalanta, give 3-0 for Atalanta. You guys? Sorry, Richard.
I'll go 4-1 Atalanta.
4-1 Atalanta. Gio?
4-2 Atalanta.
Okay, now Paco. Yes, Serie A Sitdown. The first game will be in LA. Oh, you're talking about the Club World Cup
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Washington for.
Cool. Good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, are you Washington DC, Richard?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think Inter's playing not Washington DC, kind of close to me, I believe.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go. Gio's going. Are you going to Washington, Gio, or Philadelphia?
Philly.
Philly? Okay, that's good. Off the topic here. So, where were we at? On Najete Pasquale. You
Are
drove me
any
nuts.
Club World Cup games in MetLife? Yes, but it's not in the group stages for Juve because I know I know if you're gonna go, you're gonna go, of course, to see Juve. That's if Juve go to the next round, right after the next round. That's where MetLife is gonna start to kick in. So, and I'll be in New York.
I
Anyway.
wish I could go. Well, I wish I could go, but unfortunately, I can't go this year.
Come on,
Oh,
Reno,
yeah.
you gotta come. You have to come.
I know, but I can't.
Severino, you're gonna have me.
Oh, I know. Severina's been bugging me. Most of the guys, well, my lovely subscribers, but we'll see.
You're gonna have Alberto. You're gonna have Mr. Trim over there, Mr. Trimble. You're gonna have
Alberto,
everybody.
yeah.
Let's go.
Alberto Trimble, yeah. I'm pretty sure Alberto's gonna bug me to go, but of course, Trimble, but we'll see. Maybe it might be last minute.
Mhm.
Reno, where are you? I live in Vancouver, BC, Canada. So, which I'm pretty pissed off because my Canucks are losing 5-2 with Edmonton. We beat them last time. These bastards, but they're fighting. Come on, Canucks. Madonna mia. Anyways. Milan Parma. I'll say 1-0 for Milan. Richard, Milanista.
Yeah. 1-0 Milan.
Yeah.
1-0 Milan. Okay. You, Gio?
2-1 Milan.
2-1 Milan. Well, you guys lost with Parma last time, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit credit. Lecce Inter. I'm going to go 2-0 Inter. You, Richard?
3-0 Inter.
3-0 Inter. Okay. Gio?
Have to go with 4-0, sadly. Yeah. I hate to give Inter all that credit, but like I said, when they go up against these little teams, they do well. So I say 4-0.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. A little bit better than us because we cannot close, so
No. Oh, man.
it's unfortunate. So we have
Who's this guy?
Anthony. I love you as a brother, but if you're gonna stop pushing my buttons, my miseria, I'm gonna lose it, man. And you're lucky I did not message you privately.
Anthony knows ball.
Well, I said on my piece of Milan, and you know,
Anthony.
but hey, you know what is funny about Milan? When you guys lost, I called my mom. I left my mom a message. I sent to my mom. She's a Milanista. Ma, condoglianze. A casa Milan you go. My mom was like, condoglianze. Chi sei mort? Who died? Condolence. Then she reflected. And then I called her the other day. Rino, scendere di 3.000 all'ora. But she wasn't really mad. But you know. Atalanta will get back on a winning set. I say win for Atalanta, win for Milan. Anto, you're a hater. Yeah, I'm very surprised with you, Anthony. I didn't think that you were that way. Non va bene. Non va bene. So, guys, continue on with the chat. Richard, Joe, do you guys have any questions that I'm missing? Something that I'm missing? Do you want to touch on before we close it up?
Lazio Fiorentina?
Over. Lazio Fiorentina.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. I'll give a tie. Lazio Fiorentina. You, Richard?
Yeah, that's a tricky one because Lazio just won, right, in Europa League. And the last time I think they won, they struggled in Serie A. I feel like a draw. I say draw. 1-1.
A draw.
Yeah.
Is Lazio playing home or away?
Home, I think.
Home.
At home, yes.
Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with a tie 2-2, just like Mr.
2-2.
Flippy says. Yep.
Okay. Okay, we have one more question. I have a question for Joe. How would you line up Coop in what formation if he isn't that deal 10? Okay, Joe, you go. Then I'll let Richard go. Then I say my piece.
Man, well, like I said, this month, changing formations is like non-existent for Malta. But I think that when in terms of really how I think Coop would really fit in a role, I mean, look at Atalanta. When he was at Atalanta, it was most likely a 3-5-2. You know, he was like in that as well, and as well. I think with this Juve, you know, keep the same formation. Is just put him next to Locatelli in that pivot role. Put him as a number 8. Let him go like a little bit up, of course, than Locatelli, because Locatelli will be that holding midfield. But if I have to say like a good formation, I think it would have to be a 4-3-3 if we really think about it. You know, instead of a 4-2-3-1, I think a 4-3-3 would really fit Coop. Even though I think that that you know when you played under Gasperini, like I said, it's definitely questionable with the 3-5-2. I wonder how he would have done if we maybe changed it to that. But like I said, Coop should be number 8 and not number 10. I've been saying this on my channel. I've been saying that on my channel. I think I've been saying it for I feel like I keep repeating myself with the Coop minor stuff, you know, and it really sucks because it's like the same thing with this Juventus. You know, we talk about it all the time on our channels. We say it all the time. Like when you come over to my channel, we talk about this Juventus with the Juventus, everything. That get the name. That's it.
It never ends with Juventus.
I'm telling you.
It never ends.
Like I said, if you watched my I did a Coop miners live not too long ago. If you go back and you'll see my analysis with the Coop miners where he would fit in this Juve, man. Because like I said, it's not just Coop miners, because I think Coop miners is still that player that could really shine at the Juventus, because he reminds me of that creative like he reminds me of Chananoglu, that type of player from Inter, right? He reminds me of that for Juve. I think, like I said, with Coop in the right position at Juve, he will thrive. Like when we did do that for one game, we did that when Motta finally had a light bulb for once, you know, with putting Yildiz at the 10, putting Coop at the 8 with next to Locatelli, and then putting Mbangula on the left, which I actually like that better. We showed we won against Cagliari 4-0, so that's why I say that Coop, like I said, definitely a deeper role for Coop, because like I said, he doesn't have the pace. For him to be a 10, you need to be quick on the transition. So
good thinking, you Richard. Then I say my piece.
Yeah, I think he's a number 8 as he was in Atalanta. My only question is, how do you take out McKennie and Locatelli from the lineup? And so you got to find a way to have all three of them in there. I mean, if you drop one of those guys, for me it's Locatelli, but that's me as an outsider. I think McKennie's untouchable at the moment. So if you find a way to get those guys all, like McKennie and Coop Miners as 8s, and then you have a 6 as Locatelli, that could work, I guess, but I don't know how the formation works. Right, you still got to have Yildiz out there. You got to have Kolomoani now and Vlahovic, and yeah, it's an interesting dilemma to have if you're Thiago Motta.
Yeah, I see the chat here. Like Melon say, Coop Miners is useless. A lot of people say Coop Miners out, this and that. I'll still give credit to Coop Miners, which is true. Like Joe was saying, that number 10 position, he is too slow. If you put him at the 8 position, because I posted a video on my WhatsApp chat that this guy was explaining, if you put him like at the left wing, he is more fast. So are we going to be seeing something different? I know Joe and most Juventino talk about the 4-3-3, but I don't know. I don't know what this 4-3-3. I understand the past is the past. We should try, but in order to do this 4-3-3, we got to do it like a very small team. Not with Napoli, because it's going to be Magello, if you ask me. But he should practice this, I think, on the training to do slowly this 4-3-3 some way, somehow. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'll still give credit. I know people are pissed off because you pay 60 mil with Coop Miners. It is true. With Gasperini, the players under Gasperini, when they go to other teams, they're not the same. Yeah. So let's give him time, because How you guys give which time for 3 years? Let's give Miners time.
Same thing with Allegri, right? When he was at Juve.
Oh, mamma mia. Trust me. Let's give a big shout to Mario Protestio. As an Interista, I subscribe to more Juve channels than Inter channels. Bro, you should become a Juventino. This is the first time I hear Interista saying that, but thank you very much.
Let's go, man.
This guy says Miners is useless. We don't play like Gasperini. My apologies, Inter play Lecce, not Empro. Okay, Inter 3-0, okay. Miners in, but the role for him outrageous. Give him time, bro. Give him time. 1-1. Then Bologna 2-1. Okay, guys. Do you guys have any other questions? Or anything else you want to touch on, or that's it? Pasquale. Well, Genoa beat Monza. Will Torino beat Cagliari? Pasquale, I cannot follow everything, but for me to answer your question, I'll say Monza will beat 1-0 and Torino will beat Cagliari 2-0. You guys?
Genoa and Torino both win.
Okay.
Yeah. Torino and Genoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pasquale, I cannot catch up with all the teams, my friend. It is not easy. So thank you for the reminder. Then anything else I'm missing here? Of course, Udinese.
There's a question about
Cambiaso.
for you too.
Yeah, Pasquale.
Okay, let's do the last question from Pasquale. Of course, he's going to say, do Juventus fans want to lose Cambiaso 69? Yes or no? Me? No. Joe, you?
It's got to be 80 million or more.
Yeah, 80 million or more. Okay. Richard, from outsider, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I like Cambiaso a lot. I don't think they should sell him for 60 million.
Exactly. I know fans want them out for 80 mil, but the question is this. I know some fans are saying it's good to clean the sheets, but at the same time, if you're selling him 80 million, you got to replace him with somebody. You know, and for me,
Emerson Royale.
Exactly, especially this month. It's going to be under Elkan's pocket to save the books. But honestly speaking, like, they got to do the right decision here, because they first said, Cambiaso, when Real Madrid asked them, they said no, he's not for sale. Then Jubilee comes out. If there's a good value, we'll negotiate. But you, by saying that, you're gonna let that poor kid think he's in the mercado and he's gonna, drop down. Emerson Royal, please. So for me, they gotta keep. And then Jundin has to be careful what he says, because I know people complaining how Cambiaso isn't playing well. Well, there's a reason why. If Jundin comes out with these comments, Cambiaso won't be playing that. So I know he has his injury whatsoever. But if you're going to say that he might be on the market, of course he's going to be like, oh, well, I'm not part of the project.
No one's safe in this Juventus. No one's
What's
safe.
that?
No one's safe in the market for Juve. No one's safe.
No. But we gotta keep these Italians. We're going to become, no offense to Richard, no Italians, like only Calabria. Like, come on, man. We got to don't get me wrong. I would love to see a Milan like I used to see before, but guys, I don't know. Do Juventus fans want to lose 60 mil? Yes or no? Poor Casino Royal out in 2-3 months. Pasquale, I answered your question. 60 or 80. I'm not for selling Cambiaso.
No.
Non si tocca.
Mm-hmm.
And even Richard agrees with you, a Milanista. Anyways, guys, are you from Torino? I'm from Abruzzo, Celano, by the area of Marco Verratti. That's where I'm from. Guys, thank you so much. Please, put a beautiful like and subscribe, of course, to Richard, Gio, Juve Cornercast, and Serie A Sitdown. Sorry, guys, let me take off this so you guys can see their names. Richard, thank you so much. It is a great pleasure. I'll try to bring another Milanista.
Yeah.
But I got to bring Frank. Frank, every time I ask him, I'm not Milanista, he's always busy. Gio, thanks again. Hopefully we'll do I'm pretty sure we'll do more because we've been it's been a week. We haven't done live. So I thought to myself, why not? Severino couldn't come. I haven't heard from him. So thank you again. Thank you all. Poi Abruzzo, no. Those are two regions. 3 hours away. Abruzzo Center, South Coast to Roma, Puglia. It's a little bit up than me. No. And of course, Mr. Pasquale, sempre grazie tanto, un saluto a tutti. And till then, Forza Juve, fino alla fine, a casa Milan, a casa Inter.
A casa Napoli, a
All
casa
in
Napoli.
fun.
too.
Yeah, all in fun. But for now, a casa Napoli, because we gotta beat Napoli. And this is everything. We'll keep in touch. Ciao, ciao, e arrivederci.